Hello! Hello, konnichiwa, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. My name is Leo, I'm your resident vampire singer and professional simp, and this number is very outdated, hold on. Hello everyone, how are you doing? Sorry for the long wait, I was finishing doing my laundry right before the stream, and so I had to scramble to like set up everything before I press go live. And while in the waiting room, so yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a nice weekend. This is gonna be a packed week. A little unusual on my end, but I've been sick of only giving you like 2 to, 3 streams per week, which 3 streams was the norm, but recently it's been only 2, so apologies for that. But yeah, this one is a game that I really don't know a whole lot about. I just know that it's like, a visual novel and you give therapy to vampires, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I've been wanting to play for a while, and I managed to catch it on sale, so let's go. Okay, now let me just update this little thing that I don't know why I forgot to update. There we go. And let us get started. New game. I don't know what any of these are, but there's a DLC that is couples therapy, which is interesting. I don't really know what the end goal of this one is going to be, so we shall see. Vampire Therapies explores or touches on sensitive topics such as war, abuse, addiction, sexual aggression, suicidal ideation, religion, and of course, death. These may be uncomfortable or upsetting for some readers. We recommend that readers with a history of trauma related to any of these topics approach this game with caution. Naturally, a game about vampires will also involve blood and sexual limbs. Of course. Strong language is also present. Vampire Therapies was developed in consultation with a licensed therapist. Ooh! That is interesting. Okay, but it should not be considered a substitute for therapy, of course. Aha! Unless you're a vampire. Well, I am a half. Maybe it will work. At least somewhat on me. But yeah, do be warned,
My
people.
name is Sam Walls.
There's voice
I'm a
acting.
dead man. Well, kinda dead at least. See, I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
Now, if you think that means all
So does that mean I'm
Dracula
half dead?
hooey, like hissing, wearing skin-tight leather, and hunting mortals for sport, I wouldn't blame you one bit. That's exactly the sort of thing I did in my younger years with my former gang. And let me tell
Interesting.
you, a vampire who's good with a gun can be a real terror.
I would imagine.
I got lucky though. I met some kind mortals who saw beyond my fangs,
Ooh.
taught me my letters, and showed me how my thinking was keeping me from finding any kind of peace. After they passed on, I roamed America's majestic wilderness for nigh on 90 years, figuring out myself and what it means to be a vampire. And I found revelation.
Therapy.
What I realized was, it ain't fangs that make us monsters. It's the self-defeating ways we think.
Ah, of course, the monsters in our heads.
Anywho, as the world started getting smaller, my old vampire gang tracked me down. Them being my kin, I wanted to help them see the world like I did, but they still have the same monster mindset I used to have. Good thing I'm a quick draw.
Okay.
But I got hooked up with this newfangled internet thing and found a vampire who's helping my kin find their way. A fella named Andromachos, supposed to be 3,000 years
Interesting.
old.
3,000,
He invited
okay.
me to come out to Europe to learn from him. I figure someone older than time has got to have the answers.
The time, yeah.
I'm going on a trip, I guess. This feels like my opportunity to do some good in the world. I've been looking, and now it's time to give back.
Okay.
Vampires ain't monsters. Or at least, they
They
don't,
don't
have to be. And come hell or high water, I'm gonna prove it to them.
Okay, interesting approach. I like that. So howdy, partner. I should have made them if I knew. Leipzig,
Well,
2024.
I think this
Oh,
is the
okay.
address. Number 27, Clean Flitter Mouse Streeb.
I don't know how to pronounce that either. Don't worry.
Sure is a hell of a lot of ruckus for this time of night. People stay up late here.
Okay.
Wait a minute. These folk are vampires.
Yeah, I was gonna
Better
say.
watch myself.
If it's this late at night and there's a lot of people around here, maybe they are the same as you.
Guten Abend, folks. Sprechen Sie English?
Oh, okay.
Ja, hello, Alta. Are you here to party with us at the hottest club?
Interesting. Oh, can I save? I don't have. Okay, Reinhardt. Tell him you're here to party. Ask about the dress code. Ask about Andromachos. Ask about the club. We have to be careful, he said. I mean, it is very obvious that we're not from around here. And we look very different. But I feel like it's too suspicious if we ask about the guy or the club. And the dress code. It's still
Cut
like.
loose. What kind of party is this?
It's a kind where we dance all night and get sexy.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, here are them kind of vampires.
Ach so, there are better things to suck than blood, are there?
Okay, yeah,
Also, we
sure.
have to get past the bouncer first. If we do not, I'm thinking our night is ruined.
Oh, wait a sec. There's something about what she just said. I can feel it. It reminds me of one of my revelations about the funny patterns in the way we vampires think.
When the funny patterns.
Well, let's see. One type of
I
thing
love
I
patterns.
noticed I called hot branding. That's when we brand ourselves with names we can't get rid of.
Hot branding, okay.
There's high noon mind. That's when we treat a situation like it's a do or die showdown.
A do or die showdown. High noon mine. Okay, that makes sense in cowboy terms. Hot branding, high noon
And
mine.
there's saloon thinking. That's when we act either helpless or invincible, like we've just drunk a pint of moonshine.
Okay. Saloon thinking, helpless or invincible.
I can always check my journal if I need examples.
Okay.
I kept all my notes about the funny ways we vampires think in there.
Okay.
I think I know which one of them funny ways they're thinking in, though. Hold on, compadres. You seem like the kind who can make their own
Compadres.
fun.
I don't want to have my own fun. Imenacht is the only place to be on Friday night.
Okay. So, oh, okay, it's either of these. Private property do not read. Reward if found. Cowboy bloodsucker at vmail.com. Okay, interesting. Bookmarks, cognitive distortions, my clients, my ramblings. I found this old notebook and I figured out I'd take it with me to Europe. I figured it'll help me organize my thoughts. I don't know how to do a cowboy accent, so we're just gonna roll with it. I'll separate it into sections so I can jump to them right quick. That way, when I need to get to a particular section of my notes, all I gotta do is hop over to that section. Easy as falling off a horse, and falling off a horse is real easy. Okay, cognitive distortions. The funny ways we think. I realize the vampires can think in funny ways sometimes, like reality is right in front of us, and we just can't see it. Heck, pretty sure it's all humans who do that, not just vampires. Indeed. We do think funny, thinking in particular ways, so I figured I'd write them down so I don't forget them. I'll include examples so I remember how they work. High noon mind. Sometimes things can seem black and white, win or lose. Famine or feast. Live or die. Like everything's a big showdown. It can feel like we've got only two options, winning the day or ending up with a stake in the heart. That's high noon mind. It's thinking in extremes and ignoring all the in-between. We stress ourselves out when stakes are high. Examples: if I can't get the best saddle, my butt's gonna break, ain't no doubt. Either I show up ready to win the rodeo, or I'd better just not show up. The fate of the Wild West is hanging on this gunfight. I feel like this is maybe the mindset she's in. What is hot branding? Remember, sometimes call us awful names. I'm a failure. I'm unlikable. Ah, I understand now. It's like branding ourselves with a big old branding iron. Every time we look at ourselves, okay, everything makes sense to me now. About the name. Every time we look at ourselves, we'll keep seeing those names. Hot branding is just calling ourselves names that do no good. Examples: I missed that shot. I'm such a butterfingers. Crying over a horse, you sappy as hell. That fella doesn't like wearing leather. He's only a vampire wannabe. I mean, leather is cool looking, but it's uncomfortable a lot of the times. Saloon thinking. A lot of us bloodsuckers have a habit of either feeling responsibility or soul control, or of feeling completely hopeless. Thing is, usually neither is true. Feeling hopeless don't mean we're powerless, and feeling untouchable don't mean we're invincible. That's saloon thinking either way. Our real capabilities are somewhere in between. Examples: with my dark powers, vampires shall dominate the mortal world. Ah, man. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. So what if I'm ambitious? I want all the world's kneecaps. Anyway, if a world discovers our secret, it's entirely my responsibility to deal with it. I can't deal with the bureaucracy of international travel with my coffin. I'm stuck in the USA forever. Oh, that would be like hell to move around. Alright, so I think in this case, it might be high noon mind.
Amigos, you're putting too much weight on this thing. It's a
First blood,
nightclub,
find your
not a
first cognitive
hiding showdown.
distortion.
The night's full of
Nice.
possibilities.
Why do you keep using Spanish though? You're putting too much weight on this thing. It's a nightclub, not a high-end showdown. The night's full of possibilities.
Reinhardt, I don't know what this means, but I like the way the sexy American talks.
You make us think that maybe it is better we haven't gotten into the club. Because we are now meeting you.
Okay. Just so you know, I'm not into whatever this is.
Hey, if meeting me makes your night better, I'm glad we met. I really gotta find Andromachos, though.
You have to get past the bouncer. He decides who gets in and who doesn't. And he hasn't looked halfway all night.
Maybe I'll have a little word with him.
Okay.
Excuse me, friend. I hear you're the man to talk to around these parts.
Oh, you look really cool. You're the one to talk around these parts.
I'm here to see Andromachos.
Okay.
Hey, thanks, amigo. You have yourself a fine night, you hear?
Nice.
What about us?
Dash their hopes, bring them joy. I mean, why not?
Yeah, sure, they're friends of mine.
Have fun, mate.
Well, come on, you two. We ain't got all night. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they were nice to us, so like, why would I
Dang, awful loud in here.
bash their hopes and dreams, you know? So let me lower my pop filter just a little bit. Whew. Yeah, that's clubs for you.
Come on, my liver, dance with us!
Oh, you kids have fun. I'll catch up with you later. Tarnation, I'd rather hear a gopher giving birth
On
than this.
Carnation. Oh my god, okay.
I better talk to whoever's slinging drinks in this here saloon. They ought to know where Andromachos is.
Probably.
But pardon me, ma'am.
Well, well, look at you. We get a lot of 80s fashion in here, but not usually the 1880s.
She's pretty.
What can I get you, cowboy? The special's Red Bull and vodka. You down?
Typical. But then again, you should not drink. Well, if you're a vampire, maybe there's not that much of an issue. But if you're a regular human being, you should not mix Red Bull with, like, energetic drinks with anything.
I never drink Red Bull. I'm actually looking for the owner. He around tonight?
Might be. What do you say your name was?
Sam Walls, begging your pardon.
Sam Walls, huh? I don't think I know anything about a Sam Walls. After all, I'm just a know-nothing bartender.
Oh, this is hot branding, I think. Right? Because of how she's, like, addressing herself. I don't think this is saloon thinking. Hot
From
branding.
where I'm standing, I see someone with style and confidence, not just a drink machine.
I don't know what that
Don't go
meant.
branding yourself like that's all you are.
Don't you go worrying about me, cowboy. The man upstairs warned me you were coming. I was just testing to see if you are who you say you are. Tell you what, let me give you something from our special reserve.
Ooh.
I don't think you're looking for booze.
Well, thank you kindly, ma'am. I
Thank
was
you
wondering where the
kindly.
blood was. I met some vampires outside, so I figured this was a vampire club.
You met some gods, honey. They're here to dance and have fun.
So all these people are mortals?
How do you think the head vampire gets his blood?
Hmm.
They can't wait to share it with him. It's a special experience.
Oh. I see. Okay.
He's the only real vampire here. Well, him and Bert.
So you're also human?
Bert?
You met him already. Bert, shuffle on over here.
Oh, you. Yeah, of course you are. That makes sense.
This one's here to see the big guy. Show him upstairs, okay?
Have fun, mate.
Good luck up there, cowboy. Hope you find what you're looking
Interesting. Although, okay, with him, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, makes sense because of the ears. So then, she's human, and I don't see his ears. But it doesn't strike me as if you would have them like this, like pointy ears. Unless they have like the capability of like disguising certain features. Interesting.
Howdy. It's Sam Walls to see you, sir. The guy who's been sending you all them V-mails.
Them females.
Yes, I know who you are, Samuel Walls. You have come here because you believe you can help our king.
Hello, Hunter Buckos. You look fine.
The question is, are you first able to help yourself?
Oh no. I can't help myself. I wonder, is there no way of saving here? Or is it because it's like the beginning? Hello, Sonic fan, welcome. I mean, the truth is, I can't help myself. But I don't know if this guy can help himself. I'm gonna say, I'm kind of curious. I can't help myself.
I don't know that I can help myself, but I'm trying my best.
Indeed.
Then you have already learned the most important thing I can teach.
Trying our best?
We all need help, Samuel.
Oh,
I am
okay.
pleased that you have come to receive mine.
Yay.
Dang, you scared the heck out of me.
You must allow an ancient vampire his games. He will play them regardless. Please.
I
sit
really
down.
like him.
What an absolute pleasure it is to meet you at last. I found your messages most intriguing.
And I like the way they both talk.
Afraid there ain't much here in the way of intrigue. I'm just a lonesome cowboy looking for answers.
You know, I receive emails every day from vampires seeking my help. You are the very first to seek my aid in helping others. This alone makes you intriguing.
Okay.
Well, dang. I think you're gonna be sorely disappointed when you get to talking to me. I'm just honored you're giving me the time of night.
You're doing hot branding, honey.
I have unlimited time, Samuel. I am pleased to share some of it with you. Our kind can be rather set in their ways.
Indeed.
It is inspiring to see someone so young and eager to learn.
You're 3,000 years old, right? Like, how old are you?
Yeah, well, I wasn't much for learning when I was alive. Just making up for lost time, I guess.
All right, I forgot that. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, sometimes I forget that usually the lore about vampires is that they get turned and that's it. Like it's not like vampires are born. Okay. I mean, it guess yeah, it does give you more time to learn things about life and stuff.
It sounds as though you have been handling your own life better than most. I was particularly intrigued by these revelations you had while walking in nature.
Oh, yeah, them. Well, I give walking the credit. Nothing sorts my thoughts out.
I mean, yeah, there's not much else to do when you're, you know, on a walk.
After a few decades, I started seeing patterns in the way we vampires think.
Can you explain some of these patterns?
I've tried to explain them to other vampires, but it ain't never gone well. I could try, though. See, we tend to assume certain things just because we've been believing them since we were alive.
Uh-huh.
Or we decide the world's against us just because we're hungry or tired or something.
I mean, that's true. I'm always tired.
And when we start tackling problems that ain't real, we ain't fixing our real problems. That make any kind of sense?
Fascinating, Samuel. These revelations that you had in the woods, mortal psychologists have a term for them. They are called cognitive distortions.
Ah, okay.
Cognitive who's he what now?
Cognitive distortions. They are exactly as you described them. I will explain in a moment. Please, tell me about these specific revelations.
So then, I'm just now realizing that then he was a cowboy when he was alive. Interesting. We can explain hot branding first. I think it's the simplest one.
They were my whole existence. If you asked me who I was, I would have said, I'm a murdering bastard. Once I got away, I realized how small-minded that was. I was Sam before I was a murdering bastard. But that's how I was choosing to brand myself. My old gang's still around, and they're still branding themselves like that. They can't see themselves as anything but killers.
Very astute, Samuel. I favor the clinical term, however, which is labeling.
Labeling. Okay, so now we're changing like the names as we learn. Interesting. So now it's no longer hot branding, but labeling. I like this. It's very... Okay, bear with me for a second, chat. I don't know why, like, finding the way the mind works is very interesting to me. And I find it very fascinating that in so little time they managed to, like, show us how this guy came to his own conclusions and tried to apply like his own way of making sense of it to these very real like terms. You know what I mean? Like I'm very bad at explaining myself, but how like he had these revelations, as he said, and figure, oh, so these are like, you know, patterns that we have, and obviously, you know, humans also have, that we keep like repeating because we are not very like aware that we are, you know, actively doing it, but they are, I guess it's normal that they happen, but they are not very helpful most of the times. And he applied his own terms, like his own logic, to make sense of it and be like, oh yeah, it's like when, you know, when you brand, like for example, cattle, and it's like that's like the thing or the what they will be like for the rest of their lives, like, you know what I mean? I'm very bad at explaining myself, but I'm really like, my brain is like serotonin. Like analyzing all of this, it's very interesting. I really like it. And now that like this other person is, I'm just forgetting their names right now, but I have them right there. I know that our protagonist is Sam, and this other guy, I'm forgetting his name right now, but I like that he's like, oh yeah, that is exactly what it is, but it's called this. And now based on that, Sam is able to like find the actual name for it, or the official name for it, and change it in his mind and in his notes, and be like, oh yeah, so this thing that I knew existed, it's actually called this. Interesting. And which is also like very fitting for the previous name he had. He just, you know, because he's a cowboy, he gives it other terminology, but still makes sense within it, you know? I don't know, I there's something about it that makes my brain go brrr. I favor the clinical term, however, which is labeling.
You correctly discovered that labeling is a reductive act.
Mm-hmm.
When we call ourselves names, even if we find them accurate, we create prophecies we are
Self-fulfilling
doomed to fulfill.
prophecies. Okay. Also, the subconscious has no sense of humor, so even if you're saying it ironically, your brain doesn't know it, and thus you are labeling yourself and making yourself believe that you are those things, even when you're not. Which brings, oftentimes, low self-esteem, sadly. I love this game already. Even if one inaccurate, we create prophecies where
For millennia, I thought of myself as a killer. It was not untrue that killing was how I made
this
my
is
way
the
in
skin
world.
of a killer,
I was
Bella.
an unstoppable warrior and assassin.
Okay.
But with this label, I limited myself for ages.
So
I
you
did not
cage
only kill
yourself.
people, I also killed potential aspirations I might have had.
Oh, okay. Just like how when I only saw myself as a singer and nothing else.
See whether
This
you can
might be
catch
my
me
type
doing
of
some
therapy.
labeling in my next few statements.
Okay.
I am so old, I am ancient.
Labeling?
Oh, come on. I know you've been kicking around a long time, but don't go
Was that not
labeling
it?
yourself as ancient.
But according to definition, I am ancient. It is not a
Oh,
label,
okay.
but a specific classification of my
So
age.
was that High Noon Mine?
Well, you look pretty good for being ancient then.
I mean, true.
The secret is moisturizer. But let us
Of course, moisturizer.
call me whatever you like, but don't call me late for dinner.
I don't think that's any of these.
How shall I describe myself? Yes, I am a mass murderer.
Okay, that one is
Well,
it is
that's about
labeling.
as clear a labeling as
Okay.
it gets. Yeah, we vampires tend to
So
do
you
a
can
lot of
just skip
killing,
them.
but
Okay, that's good to
reducing
know, 'cause
ourselves
I didn't know
killers
if I-
ain't doing us any favors.
Had to like answer something or not.
Excellent, Samuel. You are correct. Labels can be cages that we lock ourselves in. I was a mere murderer for most of my existence because that is how I labeled myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Sam Walls, murderer, reprobate, and good for nothing.
Those are not how I would describe the Sam Walls I see before me. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
Well, we can explain about High Noon
Well,
Mine now.
I noticed how we stress ourselves out by making everything a battle of do or die absolutes. a high noon mine.
I think I
call
might
it.
be guilty
Like
mostly
that
of that
feeling
one.
you get right before a big shootout.
I must confess I have no experience with this feeling. I engaged in Mortal Kombat long before the age of gunpowder. But the sentiment you describe mirrors the words of my old friend Marky Aurelius. He used to say that the magnitude of life's challenges often turn us into our worst selves.
The magnitude of life's challenges often turns us into our worst selves.
You mean Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor?
Of course, his name was Marcus. Marky was a bedroom name.
Okay, interesting.
You mean you and the
Okay.
emperor were...
It was ancient Rome. Penetration was similar to a handshake.
No need to specify, but sure. Yeah,
My
huh.
apologies. I somehow forgot you were American. But let us discuss this high noon morning.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I just think it's just in general, not a very, I think that everyone that wants to or should know about another being. Okay.
I believe we can broaden your definition. Mortal psychologists
Oh.
call this phenomenon of binary thought polarized thinking, but I like to call it Nosferatu thinking.
Nosferatu thinking or polarized thinking?
Nosferatu
Why
thinking?
Nosferatu?
It means you are thinking in black and white.
Oh, okay, clever.
I get it. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, funny. Uh-huh.
I believe it encompasses the breadth of the distortion. One is not flatly weak or strong, good or evil, smart or stupid, a success or a failure. The truth is far more complex and colorful.
Chad, wait. I am learning, actually. Okay, interesting. Not everything is black and
Not
white,
every
yeah.
high noon gunfight ends in oblivion, correct?
Well, no. It can end just in someone getting hurt, but no one dies.
But yeah, that's true. Getting shot still ain't fun, but
Yeah.
it ain't the end neither.
A perfect example, Samuel. Now, try to catch me using Nosferatu thinking. I
Okay.
will give you a series of statements, and one of them will contain Nosferatu thinking. I will repeat them if you miss it.
Okay.
If I do not drink blood, I will surely die.
Do vampires... I mean, I don't. But do normal vampires die if they don't drink blood? I mean, it's their sustenance, so... But I don't know if they eat other things.
Death eventually comes for us all.
I mean, that is true.
Mortals will always fear our kind.
I think that's Nosferatu
That's
thinking.
Nosferatu thinking right there. I've met mortals who knew who I was and weren't scared.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good, Samuel. And even if you hadn't, to say mortals will always fear us ends any hope that they might not.
True, 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 true.
Always is such a terminal word, is it not?
Yeah.
Would you like to discuss more of your revelations with me?
Okay, so it's only like one example that we need to get right and stuff. Interesting. Okay,
I
saloon
realize
thinking.
that as vampires, we can get the feeling of the power that comes with immortality and strength, but then we get hopeless and aimless over time. It's kind of like the fella you see in the saloon at the bottom of a bottle of whiskey. Either he thinks he can fight everyone, or he's crying into them last drops because he thinks life's hopeless. It's saloon thinking. Two extremes
I
that
think-
probably ain't true.
Yeah, I was gonna say like extremes. But I see more the doomy aspect of it rather than
A
the other one.
fascinating observation, Samuel. Your saloon thinking was described in my
Hubris
time as
and
the
nemesis.
battle between hubris and nemesis, the twin excesses of arrogance and self-pity.
Okay.
Oh man, it make me wish I'd gotten some schooling. Maybe I would have figured this stuff out earlier.
Us all,
Live
really.
forever, my friend. There is no rush.
I mean, in your case, yes.
What you have identified is a phenomenon where individuals perceive either an illusion of control or a lack of control.
Huh?
Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon you have described a
Control fallacy. Oh, interesting.
Rarely do we have complete power over our situations
I mean,
or
yeah.
no power at all. But we create this illusion that stops us from attempting to change our perceived situations.
Yeah, you're right about that. I used to think I'd never get away from my gang. Maybe that's what made me stick with them for so long.
Yes, you see how cognitive distortions keep us from facing reality, whatever
You
that
okay?
reality may be. Of course, I am so old and powerful that I am always in control.
That's control fallacy.
You're testing me, ain't you? That's a control fallacy right there.
Well done, Samuel. I am indeed very powerful, but the cosmos holds no awareness of Andromachos. Of
Yeah.
course, as you expertly pointed out with your analogy about the man at the bottom of a whiskey bottle, a control fallacy can be positive or negative.
I mean, true. It depends really on the situation. I think it has to do a lot with labeling as well. Like, some control fallacy can help you out of labeling, but if you take it to the extreme, then you might do reckless things that you are actually not able to do yet, or just able to do at all, I feel like.
Listen to my next few statements and try to find a control fallacy. Simply let me continue if you do not detect one.
Okay.
The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam a cold, dead earth, and there is little I can do about it.
I think that's not control fallacy.
My kitty cat died. I shall be lonely forever.
That's more like Nosferatu thinking. He asked me specifically for control fallacy, so I don't think
I
that's
shall
it.
never feel the warm sun upon my skin again. I shall never feel the warm sun upon my skin again.
I don't know why the audio repeated there, but
You didn't catch my control fallacy.
okay.
Let's try once more. The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam a cold, dead earth, and there is
I mean-
little I can do about it.
There's really nothing you can do about it, but
Well, that sounds like one of them control fallacies.
yeah,
With all
but not
eternity
yet. I
in
knew
it,
that
I
wasn't
think
the
you
right
could do
one.
something to save the sun.
I applaud your optimism and ambition, Samuel, but some things we must be prepared to accept, and the death of the sun is one of them. But let us continue. My kitty cat died. I shall be lonely forever. I shall never feel the warm sun upon
Maybe
my
it's this
skin
one?
again.
Well, that's a
Is
control
it cat?
fallacy, ain't it? I mean, you could feel the sun if you really
I feel like
wanted
that's
to.
more Nosferatu thinking, but
There is a significant difference between enjoying the warm sun and being burnt into ash.
I mean that's true.
It is not a distortion to acknowledge indisputable sources of harm. Let us try again.
I didn't take into consideration that the vampires can't.
You didn't catch my control fallacy. The sun will eventually burn out.
Okay,
I will
then
roam. My kitty cat died. I shall
why
be
is this
lonely
control
forever.
fallacy?
I'm sorry about your sweet kitty, but you could always pick up a new one. Or there's lots of them just waiting for a loving home.
Is it
so
just
you
that
don't
it's-
need to be lonely.
That it's within your control to not be lonely?
It was just an example, Samuel. Well spotted. But I do speak from experience. I felt this way once when a pharaoh I was
Oh,
dating
man.
had our cat mummified.
Oh, the cat. I thought it was like, oh, the pharaoh died.
I went into a murderous depression that nearly decimated the
Oh.
continent. But I had the power to help myself all along by adopting a new friend in need of a home.
Oh, dang.
Interesting.
Don't let me get on your bad side.
I doubt you shall see it, Samuel. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
I think not.
I think that's all of them. Or at least the ones that were the most obvious to me.
That you recognize the concept of cognitive distortions at all is most impressive, Samuel.
Most
What
impressive.
took me nearly 3 millennia to understand took you nearly 2 centuries.
Oh, so we're like around 200 years old. Okay.
Oh, come on. You're just flattering me. I'm just a dope stumbling his way through one life.
Are you now? Tell me, Samuel, what kind of cognitive distortion are you exhibiting when you call yourself a dope?
Labeling.
Yeah, I'm doing some labeling. I gotta watch myself, huh?
As long as we retain any humanity, we will have cognitive distortions. What we are aiming for is not to become perfect beings,
Okay.
but to understand and accept ourselves.
Well, dang. Maybe I have some labeling to work through then.
As long as we can recognize cognitive distortions, we can address our real challenges. One cannot drink blood from a straw man, after all.
I ain't never heard that one before, but I like it.
If it helps solidify the concept in your mind, then I am well satisfied. I know you came to learn from me, so I will do my best to honor your good intentions. Let us ensure that you understand
wonder-
the concepts of labeling, control fallacies, and Nosferatu thinking.
I wonder if he's like gonna eventually like in his own like studio make us, take care of patients and stuff. Interesting.
I will give you a series of statements, and each one will contain a cognitive distortion for you to identify. I will begin.
Okay.
If I invite over my vampire friends, I know I'm going to have to deal with guano all over the place when they turn into bats at the end of the night.
Control fallacy?
Well, there's a control fallacy, sir. You're acting like you've got no control, but you could lay down some ground rules for guests. Or some newspaper.
Or express concern to my friends that they have not been toilet trained.
Oh my god.
Very good, Samuel. Let me try another. I am Andromachus, the ancient darkness, the scourge of the Mediterranean, the mortal's bane.
The mortals mean. Well, that would be technically labeling, but you are stating just that you are Andromachus. You might as well. I mean.
Well, that's definitely some intense labeling.
Yeah.
Those are some hard names to get over.
You are not wrong. Those names followed me for millennia. It was most stifling. Let me
Most
try another.
stifling.
If my club's revenues do not significantly increase, I will end up living on the street.
Nosferatu thinking.
There's got to be Nosferatu thinking. There's a
Confident
huge
cowboy.
space
Got
between
5
making a
distortions
ton of
correct in a
profit
row.
and living on the
Ooh.
street.
Indeed, you are correct. I run my club at a considerable loss, but 3,000 years of banking interest means that money is not really an object to me anyway.
I mean, true.
Samuel, now I am not only intrigued by you, but also impressed. I would very much like to teach you my ways, but I must demand something of you first.
What is it?
Anything. I'm here to learn.
You must receive therapy yourself.
Okay.
Not have you seen clients without a commitment to your own mental health.
Yay.
Now, hold on just a minute. I don't know that I need therapy. I'm feeling pretty good about myself these days.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you don't need therapy, my guy. I would know. I would know.
Samuel, we all need therapy to live in this world. You have been speaking in cognitive distortions since the moment you walked into my office.
True.
I have. I didn't even notice.
Exactly, that's how it
They
works.
are most insidious, but I am here to help you identify and challenge them.
Yay.
You have walked alone for too long, Samuel. Allow me to share my experience.
You
with
need to let other people share the load with you and help you out, which is something that I also have trouble doing.
Well, all right, if you say so. I appreciate your taking the time to work on this old cowpoke.
Labeling,
We have all the time in the world.
I think.
Samuel.
Well, no, you
For
are
now,
old,
You must be eager for something fresh.
but I don't know what
Please,
couple is, so
drink
maybe
your
I
fill.
don't know.
We will begin tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, then. Well, sir, it's been an honor.
You don't have to call me sir, you know.
Andromachus?
All right, then, Andromachus.
Andromachus?
Andromachus.
Andromachus.
Hey, Andromachus. Hey.
Just call me Andy.
Andy.
All right, Andy. I'll see you tomorrow, then.
So I was right, that it's Andromachus, but he says Andromachus. I mean, it's a fair.
Dang, look at all them mortals, sweating, blood pumping. I am thirsty. There ain't no power on this earth that'll get me on a dance floor.
That's some Nosferatu thinking, my friend.
Maybe I'll see if the bartender's got anything for me.
If it isn't Clint Eastwood again. How'd it go, cowboy?
Seems I'll be sticking around. Guess I'd better get used to things around here.
Good to hear. About time someone helped Andy with his work. Seems you vampires have a lot of problems to fix.
Yeah.
Name's Crimson, by the way.
Fine meeting you, Crimson. How do you know so much about what Andy's doing?
Pillow talk. I'm his blood partner.
Ah. Okay.
No shit. How's a mortal get hooked up with an ancient vampire?
I'm a rock climber. I stumbled into one of his lairs in Madagascar.
Huh.
Found a cave while climbing a mountain, and there he was, naked in a hot tub.
Interesting.
Dang. Must have been a sight.
You ain't kidding, cowboy. Didn't expect a luxury apartment with a gorgeous naked vampire inside of a mountain.
Well-
We hit it off, and he asked me to come back here with him. I like an adventure, so I said, what the hell? I'll date the gorgeous Dracula.
I mean, fair's fair. I don't know if I would go with a stranger right away, but you know, it's a vampire. What would you do about
What are
it?
you doing talking to me, cowboy? The blood's running hot on the dance floor, and these kids don't mind a little biting.
Ain't no way I'm dancing. There's gotta be a better way to get something fresh to drink.
Reinhardt, look. It's the sexy old guy again.
Guys, I'm not like you guys are together. I don't really want
You
to.
should buy us a drink, old guy. You'll probably get lucky. Actually,
Oh god.
You'll definitely get lucky.
I don't...
Pleasures of the flesh ain't exactly what I'm after tonight.
That's because you haven't experienced these pleasures with us yet. Buy us a drink and
I-
you will discover great satisfaction by uns.
I don't have the money. They can't they tell them they can't support themselves. They're not your type. I mean, alcohol, I don't know how old they are, so but I don't think it's bad for them. I don't think they are. Hello, Maple, welcome. They're just not my type, you know. Well, I like gothy vibes. I look at them and I'm not attracted. It's just not my type,
I
sorry.
ain't buying you a drink. You ain't exactly my type.
Oh, we don't want to marry you. We just
Even
want to have
then, I
fun
don't
with
know
you.
if I got comfortable with
Kids
that.
are too much. Look, kids, you seem like nice enough folks, but I wasn't planning on buying drinks tonight.
Stop teasing the cowboy, Kinder. They're just messing with you. Drinks are free here.
Really? Ain't never been to a saloon with free hooch.
Call it a drink exchange.
Interesting.
So, everyone here knows they might be sharing blood?
Only as long as there's consent. We like to create a
I mean,
safe
good.
environment.
That's good.
Why don't you take Reinhardt and Maxie here back to the kink room?
I don't wanna though.
Wait, kink room?
Mm-hmm. You're not in Kansas anymore, cowboy. We are not afraid of sex
God.
here.
I'm from Missouri, but, point taken.
Nobody has to do anything they don't want to do in there. Just have fun and drink your fill, handsome. I'm sure I'll be seeing.
I mean, but I don't want to though.
Maxie, Reinhardt, this is one of our special customers.
Ach so, ein Vampir. I'm thinking we are all getting lucky then.
My neck throbs with
Interesting.
anticipation.
Oh no.
Dang. Guess I'm going to a kink room then. Thanks,
I,
Crimson.
I knew a man who
We
wore
don't know
system
about
leather
boundaries, do we?
couldn't be boring.
Yeah, well, you got me pegged.
Yeah.
That's what we are doing now.
Yeah,
Give
no,
me the document and I will sign myself up for it.
Yeah, no.
Well, I really ain't in Missouri no more. Look, I'm more into biting.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, your teeth look perfect. Are you going to bite me with those?
That's the plan.
I
Who's
am-
going first?
I am deeply uncomfortable.
Oh, me.
Well, step right on up. Remember, Sammy boy, just stick the tips of them fangs into the blue veins and we'll all have a nice time.
Whoa, no. Oh shoot.
Oh, das
Okay.
hat sich gut angefühlt.
Please don't do those sounds. Also, I wasn't expecting to have to like aim. What's going on here? We are going to therapy, but it also just so happens that the owner of this club, which is our therapist teacher and also I guess our therapist for the time being, is just a club where people, you know, drink and also do other stuff. And so now we're drinking because we're vampires. And well, we just learned some very interesting concepts and did some analysis. Now we're in this part where I'm like, you know, I'm uncomfortable. Maybe we need to learn about boundaries. You know, I said I didn't want anything to do with them for a reason, even if we don't get freaky. Although I feel like getting their blood drained is kind of freaky for them. You know?
Oh, that's a good thing.
Is it my turn yet?
Sure thing. Come on over.
I don't want to have to. No, man.
Oh, Reinhardt.
No. No. Shut up.
Me too, Maxie. I feel as though I have set up a mail server.
The mail server.
Reinhardt, mein Sucke Fledermaus.
And they're
Ich bin
speaking
so
in
müde, 6 so sein.
a language that I don't understand. Which probably, I don't know. Is it German? Probably German. Can you be my vampire therapist? Absolutely. If I feel qualified enough. Maybe I'm not.
I will get us a taxi cab, Liebchen. Und du, cowboy? Next time we will talk about that thing
No.
you mentioned earlier.
Please don't. No.
Oh, right, that thing.
Yeah, no. It's just another type of expression that it does not mean what you guys are thinking.
Now that I've had something to drink, I should probably get to my coffin.
Please do.
Samuel, wait a moment. I see you got your fill. Are you heading out?
Yeah, I figure I could use some shut-eye. I locked up my coffin over at the storage center.
Yay!
Storage center. Please, you can use my guest coffin. I insist. You must be well rested for the challenges
Okay.
ahead.
Guess I got a big night tomorrow, huh? I should get a good day's sleep.
Wonderful.
Great.
Please, follow me.
Well, dang. This is mighty plush.
Oh,
Guess it's one of them
it's like a
smart
capsule hotel.
Let's see what's on TV.
A smart coffin, of course.
Hey, I remember this
Oh.
movie. We were so proud to finally get some representation.
I've never seen this before. Are those look like rats, but might be bats, and I just don't know.
I'm not sure I should stay up watching movies, though.
Yeah, maybe you should go to sleep. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's Dracula.
Well, ain't much else to do in here. I think it's about time I hit the hay. Hope I'm cut out for all this.
Me too, Sam. Me too. I hope we don't have to like do much else of the other thing, though.
Samuel, good evening. I hope you slept well.
Like the dead, as they say.
I didn't. I got woken up by a rooster crying out at like 3 a.m. because apparently one of my neighbors has a rooster for some reason. Oh. I think I'm slow because I never understand that she's in this game. I don't think that's necessarily what it is. It's just that what's the word for it? If you just like pop in and see this, it's kind of hard to like understand what's going on, in my opinion. But you know, we can figure it out as we go. I don't think it's that, because I was also like a little bit like out of sorts, I guess, in the beginning, until we started talking about like, you know, labeling and Nosferatu thinking and control fallacy, and I was like, ooh, I like learning and analyzing these things. I don't know, I just like how the mind works. It's interesting to figure out like how we make our patterns and how like patterns of behavior work based on said, you know, thought patterns and all of that. Maybe I should have studied psychology. But then graduating would have been more it would have had more steps, so no.
I was hoping to save you some breakfast, but I've already sent them on
So
their
this
way.
is Andromachus, who is like a very old vampire, and is also like our teacher and the therapist. And he's gonna give us therapy first before because we are like their pupil now. So he's gonna give us therapy first before we actually like perform therapy on other vampires, because we're all about giving therapy to vampires specifically. Yay.
Oh, that's all right. I'm still pretty full from last night.
Yeah, I would assume that beings that live so long, or are eternal, food might not need to be, you know, like that constant.
Them goth types were practically throwing themselves at me.
Yeah, gods are weird.
I am not surprised. Perhaps I should be concerned that some of my guests will follow you home.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, if I still had mortal circulation, I'd be blushing.
Why are you so embarrassed, Samuel?
It's really uncomfortable, you know, like I don't know, I just don't like it.
Nah, hell. Guess we should just save it for therapy, huh? We're gonna get started now?
If you like.
I mean, that's what I'm here for,
Why
right?
not? I'm eager to get going. Let loose, Doc.
I also like that this was actually like, you know, that they actually consulted therapists for this. I think it's what's like the coolest thing about it.
Very well. Let's start with the first question any therapist asks then. What brought you to me? Why is becoming a therapist so important to you?
Well, gosh, I remember what it was like. Being all angry, hungry, and scared all the time. It ain't no way to live. When I see vampires acting the way I used to, I just need to show them there's more to unlife.
Okay. So, not wanting people to feel the same way as you did. Interesting.
And why is that up to you?
You, of all people, know how lost our kind can be. Preying on the weak, dating mortal high schoolers. I've got to make them see their potential. That's what I'm here for. I know it.
That is a lot of responsibility to place on yourself.
You got a funny look in your eye. Am I doing one of them distortion things?
Probably some control fallacy.
You are most perceptive, yes. Perhaps you can tell me what it is. When you say you are here to make vampires see the world differently, in what way are you distorting reality?
Control
Well,
fallacy.
I guess that's a control fallacy, right? I can't assume I'll
Yeah.
be able to help other vampires the way I was helped.
And even if you try, sometimes they don't want to be helped. And you can't do anything about that. They have to want to be helped.
Very good, Samuel. Control fallacies are hard to avoid when one feels strongly about something.
Well, god dang. Maybe there's some things I need to work out myself.
Your fate is not to transform every vampire you ever meet, even those who are your clients. You will do what you can do, and that is enough.
Oh man.
But I am eager to learn how you develop this desire to help our king find a different way of thinking.
Well, like I told you when I first emailed you, I was a real nasty son of a bitch when I first became a vampire. When I look back and see what a no-account piece of shit I was, I ain't nothing but embarrassed. It
Is
all
that
seems pretty
somebody?
stupid to me now. Here we are living forever and all we can do is kill. That's the dumbest thing I ever did here.
I am going to stop you for a moment. Stupid, no account piece of shit, nasty son of a bitch, dumbest thing.
You should see yours joking. Listen. I technically should, but the time slot I had for it is no longer available, so maybe not for a while. I don't know yet.
Do you hear the way you are talking about yourself?
Yes, I knew it.
With respect, sir, I earned all them names. I killed women and children. Half the ghost towns out west are my doing. I didn't think of nobody but myself.
Pretend you are my therapist. If I sat here and called myself a no-account piece of shit, what would you tell me?
Labeling.
I'd say you were doing some labeling. And I guess I'd tell you to look at yourself a little more kindly.
Exactly.
Extend the same compassion to yourself then, Samuel. How are you to move on from being a nasty son of a bitch if you are labeling yourself?
Yeah, okay. Because even if you're doing it in like past tense, you're beating yourself up for things you didn't know at the time. Interesting.
If you wish to be a guide to other vampires, you must start with compassion for them and for yourself.
Oh.
So, now that you've gotten all that horrible name-calling out of the way, please tell me, how did you find your sense of purpose?
Well, I was on the run, you see. The Wild West was ending and the Pinkertons were starting to get the better of my gang.
Who are the Pinkertons?
I went into hiding and found a strange group of folks out in the country. They knew I was an outlaw right away, but they didn't judge me for it.
Interesting.
They didn't even care that I was a vampire. They welcomed me like a friend, even shared their blood with me.
Oh, nice people.
They taught me how to appreciate the beauty of the night, and I started seeing things I'd never noticed before. They taught me my letters, philosophy, and how to question things instead of being scared of them.
Interesting. I was gonna say, then I am labeling myself when I say I'm a terrible shooter, and thus crushing my potential of actually becoming a good one. Maybe I should play some Marvel Rivals to challenge that.
I think about them every day of my own
I mean, I
life.
have gotten a little better
They
in Resident
somehow
Evil,
freed
so, you know.
themselves of all the judgments of the time and were better off for it.
Okay.
These must have been the 19th century American transcendentalists, yes?
Yes, sir. I'm glad I died when I did, because their like just don't exist no more. Once my community died out, I started walking. That was something else they taught me how to do. There ain't nothing like having a walk and a think. I walked in nature for about
That
90
except
years.
if you're an
and just took
overthinker,
in all the
then you
grace
might
and
not.
beauty
It might
of
not
my
be so fun
country.
to just like walk and think.
I guess I was kind of selfish, though. I should have been helping other vampires the way the transcendentalists helped me.
I mean, you were figuring yourself out, bud. I think that was good.
Fine.
Why waste 90 years walking when I should have been helping others? Seems pretty obvious to me. I could have done a lot of good in that time.
Don't talk about Marvel rivals.
But your should turns that which you could find fulfilling into a duty. You create an extrinsic motivator.
Extrinsic motivator. How so?
Or another cognitive distortion. Something created by your own mind.
Oh.
Nature asks almost nothing of you.
Should statements. Oh, okay. What did we write about should statements? Oh, there they are. Sorry. Sometimes we judge others and ourselves with arbitrary rules on how things should be. And then we get hopping mad when our expectations ain't met. Oh boy, oh boy. Am I faulty of that and also victim of that from some people? Should statements can put a lot of pressure on us, but there ain't no too many universal rules. Heck, we should probably be dead because our hearts ain't beating, but it seems that ain't true. Example, I'm a vampire. I should live in a castle. I mean, it would be damn good to live in a castle. When you're in a gang, the gang needs to be your family and no one else. Well, that is very much not true. A cowboy must never show fear. Well, cowboys can be afraid. Okay, interesting. I see. I like this. You know, okay. I really like this game.
Even if your should comes from a place of good, it creates undue pressure.
Okay.
And what do we do once we are pressured? We resent the should.
Yeah.
We procrastinate.
Indeed.
As you know, we have a lot of time to procrastinate.
Yeah, we have, well, vampires do have a lot of time to procrastinate. Human beings, not so much. Wait, this is about vampires, yes?
You got that right. Why do today what you could do next century?
Ooh, interesting. I would like to know more about this OC vampire in your server. I mean, in the server. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm very distracted. I'm just really interested in analyzing everything they're saying. I got that right. Why do today what you could do next century? Yeah.
Exactly. Should statements remove the intrinsic joy from that which you find fulfilling?
Oh. But what about deadlines though? Those are technically shoulds. Because you need those things for a certain time. Especially when your boss tells you to. But then when you're your boss, there comes the the hard part about it. Because you can extend your deadline. Or give yourself a hard time about it. You know? These are the questions. I guess that would also enter into the control fallacy thing. I think you say that about all your OCs, Maple. Like, they're all so silly. That is not a bad thing, though. Should statements remove the intrinsic joy from that which you find fulfilling? I guess that is very true. I have a lot to think about today, huh?
Hold on, though. Ain't there some things we really should do?
Yeah, exactly. That is my question. Thank you
Of
for
course,
asking.
There are things we must do, but nature herself tells us what they are. We invent the rest. Here, let me give you an
Please do.
exercise.
I want to understand this better.
Listen closely. See whether you can find the should statement that is a distortion.
Okay.
I should go to the vampire dentist. You know what they say. If you have bad fangs, you get bad blood.
Well, that is not necessarily a should statement. Because, yes, if you are having, like, if you feel uncomfortable or if you have, something wrong with your teeth, you should see a dentist. Like, that is just a thing that you actually need to do for your own sake. So.
I should drink blood today.
Maybe? Like, you could not. But if you want to, you can. What is
I
the other
should take
statement?
my blood partner Crimson out on a date.
Well, if she's your partner, then yeah, but is that an expectation?
I should be wary of sexually transmitted diseases.
I mean, that is true.
Did
100%.
you miss my should statement? Let's try again.
I'm
should go to
between
the
two.
vampire dentist. You know
Like,
what
not
they
this
say.
one.
I should drink blood today.
This one. Or the date
I
thing.
should take my blood partner Crimson out on a date.
Is that a should statement?
Saying you should
Huh.
take Crimson out on a date is a should statement. You've turned something you want to do into something
Yeah.
you have to do.
Like, it's the same as drinking blood, I feel like. Well, in their case, they needed to survive. But it's more of a, like, I should have a drink. It's more like, if I want to have a drink, I will have a drink, but if I don't, then I won't, and that's that. You know? I understand it, but I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm my own boss because I have no job. This is my job, and I'm my own boss, and I determine whether I get vacation or not. Or if I work during holidays or not, which is most times yes. So I gotta go. This was fun, Leo. No worries. Thank you for stopping by. They are the silliest, I'm sure. Okay, so you should take it out of date. It shows you turn something you want to do into something you have to do. Yeah, because you don't necessarily have to go out on dates. You can just hang out together, and that's that.
That's right, Samuel. You know, I couldn't be more pleased with you. Your time in nature was clearly well spent.
Well, thanks, I suppose. But if you don't mind my saying so, I hope you're treating that mortal lady right.
Thank you. Please, ask her yourself.
I mean, yeah.
Imagine she would share her blood with you. You look like her type.
I don't know.
Hold on. I've only been in Europe for a couple of days. I ain't gonna go after my teacher's girlfriend.
Yeah, no. I even if you're in an open relationship, I'm not into that.
She does what she wishes, and that is why I chose her as my blood partner. Samuel, even if it beats no longer, you have a good heart. I think you will be an excellent therapist.
Thank
So
you
far,
kindly.
that good heart of mine hasn't amounted to much, but I'm willing to give it my best shot.
My guy, stop beating yourself
You
down.
are uncomfortable with praise, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Samuel? Every time I say something positive, you find a way to negate it.
God dang it. He's just like me, for real, for real.
I just don't think I should be doing any bragging. I spent my first 50 years killing, spent the next 90 walking in the woods.
I mean,
I've tried to walk a better path since then, but I ain't no saint, Auntie.
no one is
I
really.
did not say you were. Having met several so-called saints, I can attest that none of them were either. I understand your discomfort, Samuel. I, too, have done terrible things that I cannot erase.
Is it
But
guilt?
is erasing the good
Maybe?
I have done worthwhile?
Well, I guess when you put it like that, it sounds kind of silly.
Yeah.
It's another cognitive distortion, one that mortal psychologists call
Disqualifying the positive. Could that be kind of the same as... I'm assuming not, because they are different terms after all. But could that be, like, related to imposter syndrome, I wonder? Disqualifying the positive. On account of the nasty stuff I've done, I can feel like a real good for nothing sometimes. But that's disqualifying the positive, cancelling out the good, and leaving the bad. Oh. Okay. It ain't a distortion to see the positive in yourself or in a situation. It's just being honest. Examples. The Three Stooges... The Three Stooges just smack each other in the heads a bunch. Though I still like them. Yeah, I guess I can turn into a bat. But any vampire with their fangs can do that. Okay, I understand now. She rescued a kitten, but she drinks more blood every night. So one good deed means nothing. Okay. Oh, we do have a journal. Running my ramblings while I'm on this big trip, not my official notes. It's been about a week since I boarded the Monster of the Seas cruise ship, and I gotta say, I feel finer than frog hair. People here are eating and screaming like there's no tomorrow on account of the fact that we're in the middle of the ocean. I drank from more necks in the last week than I can count. And since the ship's open all night, I rode a water slide for the first time in my own life. People were laughing at me for saying yeehaw, but what else do you say to an experience like that? I mean, if you're a cowboy, there's no better expression, I feel like. Landed in Rotterdam the other day. In Amsterdam, now arranging transportation for my coffin. Did some vampire sightseeing. Apparently this place has been accepting of heathens like us for a long time. See? Labeling. Heathens. I went to a vampire coffee shop. They funnel in the stoners from upstairs to a secret club and everyone has themselves a grand old time. Give me the munchies, something fierce. I could go for some blood chips. Ooh! Extra sodium if you please. Oh, that sounds good actually. Yum. April 9, 2024. Riding from Berlin today. I head to Leipzig tomorrow night. But I figure I should check things out here. They got a club here where people are up all night doing all kinds of kinky stuff. I'm pushing a quarter of a millennium in years, but these folk could give me lessons, and did. Oh god. Met some fine folk too. Apparently they've got a nice art scene here. There's even local funding for video game development. Ooh! Ain't this some kind of world? I can't believe people are still playing Star Invaders and whatnot. I like it here. I don't even have to speak German. Yay! April 11th. 2024. This is 2 days later. Whew, what a day. I made it to Andy's club in Leipzig. Folks are real nice here. A couple of gods were real friendly. They've got a darn tooting bartender and even a friendly greeter. He don't talk too much, but I can tell he's an introspective sort. Now Andy, that's one hell of a vampire. He just got his presence. You can tell he's 3000 and that is freaky as heck. But he makes you feel at home. But naked. I don't know how else to describe it. Oh, and I went to a king room. Yeah, Sam Walls. King room. My big brother would have gotten a kick out of that one. I ain't gonna write about it here. I should get some sleep in this fancy coffin, and they let me anyway. Ain't nothing more to read. Interesting. I like hearing his thoughts about this. Well, reading, I guess. Okay, disqualifying the positive.
I understand that the actions of your past are difficult to bear, but what we are here to do is accept reality, with both its positive and negative aspects.
Could this also be applied to kill the... Oh, are you good, buddy? My dog just like hit himself with a little door that I have here. I have like this piece of furniture where I store a couple of things, and the door is like slightly open. And that was him just smacking himself against it. But he's asleep, so maybe he just like moved his leg or something and accidentally bumped on it. Oh boy. Anyway. He seems very peaceful, so maybe it was just that. Oh yeah, I was asking if this could be applied as like kill the part of yourself that cringes. I don't know, cause that cringy stuff, depending on what it is, may or may not be good, but it's still part of you. Or it might not be like consequential at all. It's just part of who you are, but people see it as cringy, and thus you see it as cringy. I don't know. Okay, interesting. Even your cringy self from middle school is a part of you that you need to accept, I guess.
I am not saying that you should disqualify your negative actions, but merely note when you disqualify the positive ones. Let us try an exercise.
It's
See
like
whether
you are
can
not your
challenge me
thoughts.
when I disqualify my positive deeds.
Okay. Okay.
I am Andromachos, one of the most powerful vampires alive.
I mean, that is just a fact.
Before I became the vampire I am now, I did exceptionally terrible things.
That is also a fact.
I have defiled the innocent. I have killed countless people.
Ain't you discounting the fact that you probably killed a lot of bad people too?
No, I don't think that's
But I
it.
still have not distorted reality.
Yeah.
Listen
Okay.
carefully. The good I now do pales in comparison to the evil I have done.
That's
Is.
the one. You're literally disqualifying the positive by comparing it to the evil stuff you done.
Well done, Sam. I believe the recognition of this distortion
Learn
will
5
serve you
cognitive
well when you
distortions.
start
Let's
to
go.
see clients tomorrow.
Okay.
Whoa, tomorrow.
Okay.
I
Okay.
only just started learning these here cognitive distortion things.
I will, of course, be with you.
Okay.
You needn't worry. I can sense your instincts and will help you.
Okay.
But tomorrow, I just don't feel ready yet.
My friend,
I think-
we are never truly
Yeah.
ready. But if it would ease your concerns, we can practice with further examples. Would that be helpful to you?
Yes. But also, I think it's better when you have like actually someone to guide you alongside it. Like when you're doing it. So, you should be fine, Sam. I guess you're right. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. I could use the
I
help.
think
I
I
want
could
to,
use the
you
help.
know, practice a little bit more before we actually throw ourselves into it. Even if you're gonna be out there to help me.
Very well, Sam. Let's try some examples. I will give you a statement, and you find the cognitive distortion in it. I am far sexier than movie vampires. Therefore, I should be a movie star.
I think that's a should statement.
Oh yeah, that's an easy one. That's a should statement right there. But you're not insecure enough to be an actor anyway.
Yeah.
Excellent, Samuel. Would you like another exercise?
Yes, please.
If I cannot consume high-quality blood, I might as well drink blood from Florida.
Nosferatu thinking.
That's Nosferatu thinking, ain't it?
Correct, Samuel. That being said, I am sure there is still decent blood to drink in Florida. But
I mean, I
will
wouldn't
bring a
know.
Test kit anyway.
That test kit. Yeah, okay. Given the reputation it has, I can understand why it might not be ideal to drink blood in Florida.
Would you like another exercise?
Yes, please.
I am an antediluvian old fart.
That is labeling.
Well, that sounds like labeling to me. You ain't just an old fart. Are you actually older than the flood, though?
Do I look that old?
Not at all. I was just...
I am joking, Samuel. Don't worry. The myth of the flood was at least 1,000 years before I was born.
Okay.
Would you like another exercise?
Just one last one.
With my terrifying powers, I know I shall never be destroyed.
That is control fallacy.
I think that's a control fallacy. Unless you know something I don't.
That's correct, Samuel. Though my powers are indeed phenomenal, the universe holds mysteries and dangers I cannot fathom.
I wonder though, what kind of powers do you
Would
have
you like another
actually?
exercise?
I think I'm
I
good.
think I'm good.
All right, Samuel. You must be hungry now. I suggest you get the liter inside you. We have a big night tomorrow.
Okay.
How much is a liter?
Just get enough to drink, Samuel. We will not be able to work if you are hungry or tired. Now,
True.
please excuse me. I do have a date with Crimson tonight. I suspect I shall not return until nearly morning.
Oh,
Nah,
of
he'll leave you
course.
to it,
I hope you have
Andy.
a nice night out, Mr. Andy.
You as well, Samuel. Rest in peace.
I mean, I guess that's true now, huh?
Ah, Samuel. Glad to see you are awake. Your
I
first
did not
client
see
is
what
on
happened
his
there.
way.
Did it save? Cursive show. Okay. First client.
What, already? Look, Mr. Andy, sir, are you sure I'm ready for this? These are people's brains I'm messing with.
Oh yeah, it is a checkpoint save. Interesting. So, can I not save? Okay, I learned some more therapy stuff today. Figure I've been doing a lot of this disqualifying the positive thing. I feel like I've gotta be humble after the shit I pulled back when I was a bastard. Labeling. But maybe that's just the shame talking. Andy says I'm ready to start seeing clients now that I've got my head wrapped around this whole cognitive distortion thing. Can't believe it's all happening so fast. Went for a nice walk exploring Leipzig. There's a music school here and the kids are always performing stuff. I tried asking for Oh Susanna, but kids today don't appreciate good music. Dang kids with their CD-ROM music. The wax cylinder was fine? Huh. Interesting. Okay. What about... Well, we don't have clients yet, so... Okay.
Fear not, my friend. You are a powerful vampire in your own right. To be so young and have so much empathy is quite a gift.
That is true.
All you need to do is listen, and I know the truth will reveal itself to you.
Okay.
Shucks, wish I had your confidence.
Well, to a limited extent, I can see the future. If
Oh.
you're about to misinterpret a client's distortions, I will set you back on the right path.
Ah, okay.
You can see the future.
It's not that impressive, really. You start to see the patterns after 1,000 years or so.
That is disqualifying the positive.
Well, dang. If seeing the future ain't impressive, that's gotta be a distortion. Disqualifying the positive, it's gotta be.
I am now realizing that I am very faulty of that. Holy crap.
You barely require my aid as it is. If you need guidance,
I mean,
will
the
provide it to you
screen turning
telepathically.
like red, it also helps, but you know.
Don't
Okay.
think about it too much. When you are 3,000, such things will cease to impress you.
Okay.
Let us look at your first client's case file.
Dr. Drain, huh? He ain't
Dr.
got no first name.
Drain. Hang on, the first name. Name Dr. Drain. Age 430. Gender male. Origin English. Intake information. Dr. Drain is a class of 1614 graduate of the Royal College of Physicians. He has been studying the nature of blood for the last several centuries. Became a vampire after a post-mortem blood transfusion experiment. Ooh, yikes. Now runs a global pharmaceutical research company. It is now concerned that he has developed an addiction to a drug of his own formulation. Suggestion detected a strong irritability on the phone. Okay. Investigate Drain's drinking and sleeping habits. Interesting.
Many vampires go by one name. Families and titles seem to become more abstract after a certain age.
I mean, that would make sense, yes.
Huh. So is it funny that he
LeonhardtMills
kept the
isn't
title?
necessarily like a name. But Leo is a name. So, yeah. Okay, so now he should be in my client. Yes, client list. Nice. Alrighty. Is it funny that he kept the title?
Indeed. You catch on quickly, despite your habit of disqualifying the positive. I will let you work now. I shall be meditating in my coffin, but I will sense when you need my help.
Okay.
Samuel, I know you can handle this. Be yourself, and all will be well.
I thought you were gonna like sit with me, but that's good too. In a way. Oh!
Satan bless it all, I hate flying.
Oh god.
Hey there. God's blood, what on earth are you?
Oh.
My name's Sam. I'm the new therapist. Make yourself comfortable, Dr. Drain.
Okay.
An American as well. Good God. It's not enough for you lot to take over the world of the living. Even the halls of the dead aren't safe from you.
I mean, you could say the same thing about... I'm sorry, Tyler. But you could say the same thing about the English. You guys started the whole thing, so, you know, I don't want to hear it from you, okay? Mr. Dr. Drain?
Oh, well. I suppose your lot are all into this touchy-feely stuff, aren't you?
Nah.
And ignorance, even American ignorance, is bliss, I suppose. Oh, sweet ignorance, how I do wish I knew thee.
Sometimes I wish I knew her too, you know?
Damn it, how am I gonna work with this fella? I gotta ask Annie.
Are you alright, Samuel?
Not really. This guy is being very hostile.
You gave me this fella as my first client?
Why not? He is clearly hiding very little about his state of mind.
I mean, yes, but you know.
How am I supposed to help him when he already sees me as the bad guy?
Use your instincts, Samuel. Think about how you have felt in your darkest hours.
Okay.
What does this poor vampire want?
Someone to listen to? He wants a reality check, he wants to leave, he wants to complain. I don't think he necessarily wants to leave. He's being aggressive because he's feeling like maybe he has some preconceptions maybe about what therapy would be like, but also maybe he fears being judged. I don't know if he wants to complain. I that could also mean that he just wants to let out, you know, to vent. I don't know if he wants a reality check.
I think he just wants to complain.
Perceptive, Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
Can hardly stop
Yeah.
himself, can he?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, what? I just let him complain?
Yeah, he just needs to vent out. Just, we need to not take anything he says personally, because that's what it is. He's like, from his place of anger, he's venting all his frustrations and stuff, and might try to take out on you, but he doesn't know you, so it's not personal.
Of course. Just give him a starting point to let it all out. It will make him
All
feel
of this
better.
is harder than practice because I know this. But it's hard when you're actually living it. Gosh darn it. Okay.
Well, if you say so.
Don't worry, Samuel. You are doing wonderfully. I will release your time now.
Okay.
Well, are you just going to sit there?
There we go.
I was just gonna ask how your trip here was. My trip? My trip was bloody wonderful. Until my familiar got a flat tire and I had to fly 30 kilometers here as a bat.
Why is that a bad thing though?
I hate being a bat and I hate flying. Do you know an owl tried to eat me?
Oh, that's why. Okay. Understandably so. That would be very upsetting.
Me, a creature that has lived for centuries, treated like common prey.
Okay.
I'm surprised he was even interested. You should see what an ugly little beastie I am when I transform. All I could do was screech and squeak until he went away.
I mean, yeah, I don't think you're very scary.
Well, I suppose I'm alive, in a manner of speaking anyway. You all right there, pal? Yes, I'm fine. Well, I'm not, of course.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be here
exactly.
otherwise. But for the sake of conversational integrity, fine.
What do you mean conversational integrity? I
Because
mean,
you read my case file and know why I'm here.
yes. He was going through a breakup, his horse died, he has an addiction.
You're here for an addiction problem. Yes. Embarrassing, isn't it? What's
I
to be
mean-
embarrassed about? I remember when Ulysses S. Grant was president. Didn't seem to bother him.
I mean, yeah. But I was gonna say, like, usually addictions are a symptom of something that is not right in your life. So, there's really nothing to be embarrassed about. It's just, like, actually, you know, seeing it and trying to find out exactly what it is. Because that's really what addictions are. It's a manifestation of something either missing or not being right in your life.
Oh, well, of course. How wonderful it is that I share the mental failings of people who only live a single lifetime.
I mean, it can happen to anyone, really. Even when you say, no, it will never happen to me, you never know.
Hey, come on now. There's a part of us that's still mortal. Can't help that, just like we can't help being dead.
Exactly.
So I'm discovering. Look, I just need some tips and I'll be on my way. Just give me all the tricks. Whatever one does to make addictions go away.
Well, my friend, it's about, you know, persistence. It's not just that easy. I'm sorry to say.
Tips? Let me think.
A milder addiction, something tasty, a hug. Suggest there are no easy solutions. I mean, there are no easy solutions, sadly. Even if you get a milder addiction, it's still an addiction. And you're just substituting one for another. Something tasty, I don't know how that would help. It might just subdue it for a little bit, but that can also turn into another addiction. A hug is good, but it will not solve the problem. It's just that there are no easy solutions, I
Partner, there
think.
ain't no tips that'll magically cure you. But I'm here to listen.
Yep.
You know, I never in my life thought anyone would ever call me partner. Like partner, but not with a T. And I know how you English love your tea.
Haha,
Thank
pun.
goodness we can still process tea. We cannot live on blood alone.
I mean,
I appreciate the concern, though. I must admit, I rather saw myself above this whole addiction thing.
yeah, it happens. It's part of it.
Tell you what, let's not
Most
worry
of the
about
time.
being above or below anything. You're here now, so let's see what we can do.
Yeah,
What
let's
exactly
try to
are
figure
you
out
addicted to?
why. Like, what and why.
It's a form of plasma, a catalytic compound of my own design,
Oh,
a necessary component of my own scientific goals.
a form of plasma. Interesting.
You're losing me. Well, let me try to make it simple. I have been able to replicate and even alter the molecular patterns that vampiric erythrocyte surface receptors receive.
What is erythrocyte? I don't know.
Our unique physiology gives us an increased ligand affinity, which is how we are able to process blood the way that we do. I can extend this receptivity and thus achieve my true goal. Synthetic
Okay,
blood,
okay, I understand.
Freedom from the hunger that plagues us and hope for all humanity.
Okay, interesting. So that way we don't like go around just, you know, draining people left and right. I see.
Well, dang, that sounds pretty impressive, Doc. Well, it doesn't work without a vampiric catalyst, and that is the plasma I am addicted to.
Okay.
Pathetic, isn't it? I have spent 400 years trying to steal the secret of blood, only to be engulfed by it, like Prometheus walking into a fireplace.
I mean, if it's in your nature, it is understandable that it may, yeah, you know, that it happened.
Pathetic? Doc, where the heck would you get a word like that? You've come up with a synthetic blood. Man, I can barely get my spurs on some mornings. Maybe you've had a setback or two, but give yourself a little credit, compadre.
I mean,
Credit
yeah.
For wasting 400 years. Practically speaking, I'm in the
This
same
is some
place as I was
disqualifying
back
the
when King
positive.
James was in power. Only now I have a drug problem.
King James. Oh.
Perhaps I must face facts. My professor was right. Nothing we ever do will make a damned
Now
bit of
that is
difference.
very control I mean, yeah, control. No, Nosferatu thinking.
Samuel, listen to him. Do you recognize his patterns of
I see a lot of disqualifying the positive, but also that seems very Nosferatu thinking. Or no, actually more control fallacy, because like no matter what we do, we have no control, and that is not
There's
true.
some distortions in there, ain't there?
I knew you would sense them.
Mm-hmm.
Invite him to talk more about this failure of his.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Now hold on just a minute there, cowpoke. I've heard you talk a lot about failure.
Yeah.
But it sure sounds to me like you ain't thinking clearly if you think you're a failure.
Exactly.
I am a realist, that's all.
Mm,
Look at me. 400 years of study and still dabbling with leukocytes. I don't know many people who would call working with leukocytes dabbling.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I gotta admit, I have no earthly clue what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So unless you made up all them science terms, I think you might be doing more than playing with a chemistry set.
Exactly.
Perhaps. But if we consider all there is to know about blood, I know precious little.
But even then, there's progress.
But you know something.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I concede I might know something about blood. I would hope so after 400 years.
It's more than
You
nothing.
Still got more knowledge about blood than most, whether it's been 4 years or 400 years, amigo.
Yeah.
Let's get back to what you were saying, though. I'm saying I am surely the oldest, most well-studied doctor in the world. I should have achieved more than this.
Should
Well, who
statements.
said you should have achieved more? Isn't it obvious? I should have something to show for 400 years of work.
I mean, results are, yes, indeed, something that. What is the word I'm looking for? It's natural that you would have some results, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you should be at a specific point. Everyone goes at their own pace, I think. It's the underline, like behind this.
And what happens if you don't?
Although I guess you can be going around in circles and have nothing to show, but I find that hard to believe.
Absolutely nothing at all. Well, that's my point. That is not as encouraging as you think it is. Ain't meant
I
to be
know.
encouraging. Just showing you a little reality.
Yeah.
It's all my fault, really. I cannot seem to motivate my scientists
Hmm.
to reach the necessary level of dedication. It's always shocking to me how little urgency mortals have around death.
Well, yeah. I think that's more control fallacy.
So it's all your fault that you haven't come up with the perfect synthetic blood. It can't be anyone else's fault. Only I have the skill, the knowledge, and the experience.
I mean, if you're relying on other people and those other people aren't exactly doing their job, like meeting your own expectations, there's a lot of control fallacy and shit statements there that I don't know how to interpret. Because if they're not doing their job, then you're getting, it's not your fault that you're like behind on your work. It's because these people that you're relying on aren't doing their part. But if it's that you have like the expectation that they should be doing things faster, but they're actually working anyway, I think it's a issue of both things.
Pardon me for saying so, Doc, but it sounds like what you're doing is pretty dang complicated.
Yeah.
Sounds to me like you're some kind of god if you expect control over life itself.
Yeah.
Please, I'm a scientist, not a spiritualist. It is not control I seek, but understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And are you ever gonna have perfect understanding?
Probably not.
No, of course not. I'm not a wizard.
Even if you live a long, long life, it would be very hard to like find the answer to everything.
So how about not putting saving the world on one person, Doc?
I mean, true.
That is a simplification, but I take your point. As I was saying, now that I'm addicted to my own drug, I have joined the ranks of mortal celebrities in my utter irrelevance.
Is that Nosferatu thinking or labeling? I don't think that's quite labeling. Or could it be disqualifying the positive? I actually don't know with this one. Might be... I think it's still disqualifying positive. Nope, okay.
Dr. Brain's view of the world is quite stark, isn't it? I do find the English tendency toward expressive words adorable, though.
Now that I'm addicted
Probably
to my
then
own drug, I
that's
enjoy
what you're
the
thinking.
best pretty
Okay,
darn
so I was
great
right.
things. You know, lots of folks get over their addictions.
I mean, yeah.
Yes, but not me. I'm trying to tell
You
you that
haven't
even if you are
started your
addicted,
journey yet.
That ain't the end, hermano. You got a lot of life and opportunity left in you.
I mean,
If you
true.
can call this life. Now hold on there. That's what I call Nosferatu thinking, straight from the coffin. Life ain't all black and white. It's got its shades of gray too, you know. Oh, well played, cowpoke. Perhaps I am being a little dramatic. Yes,
True.
I'm aware that in reality progress has been made, enough to get to this point.
Yes.
But I didn't come here to ask for a pat on the back and to be told I'm a good boy.
I
My
understand.
department, but I hear they do some of that stuff downstairs.
I mean,
Yes, we all know very well that the Continentals are more sexually liberated than
oh
we
my
are.
god.
But as I say, I don't want all this therapy stuff. I just want to stop using this damn
I
drug.
mean, in order to get to the bottom of that, we do need to like understand where it's coming from, you know.
Well, so what's so good about this stuff anyway? Why do you like it? I'm not certain. I don't remember what happens after I take it, but I wake up feeling, how do I put this, alive.
So it gives you like a certain type of adrenaline. So what you're missing, okay, I understand now. Where this is coming from is that there's something about the unlife that makes him unhappy, and you know, makes him see everything like very like gloomy, and that nothing has purpose, and that this unlife is not life. It's not worth living. So when he takes this drug, even if he's not 100% aware of what happens when he takes it, he just has like this feeling, probably similar to back when he was actually alive, or he feels different, and in a way that is like what he thinks being alive should feel like. Okay. Huh. Okay.
Well, that don't sound so bad.
Uh-huh.
A good nap can make me feel like a new man.
I mean, true.
I'm not talking about feeling refreshed. I mean I feel alive.
Yeah.
As if I'm someone else. Someone who lives. And I wake up and find, oh gracious me, I am not depressed.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, okay. We found the source. I like this game. I love this game.
You mean to tell me that you're going to sleep depressed every night?
But yeah, I mean,
Nothing of the sort.
yes, but no.
Oh well, I'm glad to hear that.
It's more that it's not that he has no purpose in life, because he wants to make the synthetic blood, so he does have a purpose. It's more that well, it's a combination of him feeling like his efforts aren't enough, but also what I was just saying, that there's something about being undead or whatever it's called, that is not satisfying to him, and that's why he needs to feel alive and needs this drug for that.
You are assuming that I can simply go to sleep and my global scientific enterprise will run itself. Oh wait just a gosh darn minute. You're telling me you don't sleep?
Ah, well.
Yes, it's not as though we can get much deader already, and I have work to do.
I mean, that's true, but also not a very healthy mindset.
So you're not sleeping, and you're always depressed. I think we're starting to get somewhere.
It is well known, even though I don't apply it myself, so this is a bit hypocrite on my part, but it is well known that when you don't eat well, you don't sleep well, your system, like your body is gonna resent it, and thus it is more likely that you will get like angry and depressed because of that. Again, I think I'm gonna have to analyze a lot of stuff about myself after this.
Oh, don't be such a bumpkin. If you are a sapient individual, aware of the world around you, depression is the only sensible reaction. It has nothing to do with sleep.
That's not always true. That is, I think, Nosferatu thinking. Because it's very black and white.
Come on now, it's a big world out there, and different things are depressing to different people. Everyone reacts to things differently. Ain't it true that a sensible person
It also
has a
depends on
call?
your personality
Might even be a
and
different
your
degree of
character.
depressed.
Very well, I suppose I might have been using a bit of mild hyperbole.
Mild is putting it mildly, buckaroo.
Yeah.
Buckaroo? Now I'm even more depressed. Regardless, I didn't come here to be a whiner. Oh, boo-hoo, life is hard. Yes, we all know it's hard.
Is that labeling?
Now why'd you say coming and talking to me makes you a whiner?
Is that not what I currently am?
Sounds to me like you're expressing yourself.
Yeah.
Whiner is the word you used.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you want to call it whining, that's up to you. But that's entirely your label.
Yeah, you're just here to like talk out your frustrations. And that is not necessarily whining. Venting out is not necessarily whining.
Oh, very well, call it moaning or whinging if you prefer.
I know what whinging is. It's the first time I'm seeing this word.
Moaning, whinging, belly aching, still all just labels.
I don't believe I shall be using the term belly aching in any case. But as I was saying, in the moments I wake up, I feel free. I suppose it must be what being an ignoramus feels like.
That's still labeling.
You honestly think feeling good makes you an ignoramus?
The phrase ignorance is bliss is most apt, don't you think?
But by calling yourself an ignoramus, you're making bliss something to be avoided.
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunate how that works, isn't it? The only way to be happy is by being a fool.
Not necessarily.
Partner, those are your labels. Try using something more positive and see how you feel.
Yeah, like, it's not...
What? Shall I say that by being ignorant, I am a noble genius?
No, necessarily.
Still just labels.
Yeah.
Oh, very well. I suppose I might be discounting my experience.
I don't know how to say this, amigo. You really don't like letting yourself be happy.
Exactly. Gosh darn it.
Honestly, I'm failing to see the problem with taking this stuff. Seems like it's making you get the rest you need and it makes you feel good. What's the problem?
Well, is that he needs it for his project and he can be... I think that this is just my assumption, that he can't be taking all the time because he needs it for his project, but also the fact that he feels like he can't control his intake of this might be the problem too. Hence why he feels shame of like being addicted to this. Or it also depends on like seeing how often he actually takes it and if it's actually an addiction or not, or if he's blowing the situation out of proportion and in reality he's not really addicted. Could also be it.
First of all, I do not need to rest. And partaking
You
of
do
this
need
plasma
rest.
does have downsides.
Yep.
What kind of downsides?
I do not know what happens when I partake of the substance. However, when I wake up, I feel refreshed. But I also smell of blood and sex.
Oh, okay. So you black out.
Once I even woke up wearing a football jersey. It was most distasteful.
Oh god.
I guess you must be having some kind of good time.
I mean, yeah, but he's not aware of it, and that's a lack of control.
That is not my idea of a good time. I'm Dr. Drain. I am intelligent and worldly, not some ill-bred monster.
Well, partaking in those things does not make you that. And there's nothing inherently wrong with it as long as there's consent. I think the problem more here is that you are not aware of this happening.
I don't go gallivanting into godforsaken places to engage in depraved coitus and the consumption of dirty blood.
So you feel like you're above it still.
It sounds to me like you're real good at denying yourself things.
Well, I should be better at it.
Should statements.
You know, Doc, a wise old vampire recently told me something I'm about to tell you. You keep talking about the things you should be doing.
You, compadre, are shooting all over yourself. Oh, well, that is vivid, isn't it? I can now add incontinence to my already considerable list of faults. I'm being
Still is qualifying the
serious.
positive.
I'm listening to you tell me I should be doing this, and I shouldn't be doing that. But who gave you all them shoulds and shouldn'ts? I don't know. It shouldn't matter, should it? I've been dead for over 400 years.
It's the oldest stuff that sticks with us, amigo.
Mm-hmm.
We all got traumas.
True.
Heck, we're dead men. That's traumatic no matter
Mm-hmm.
what. What we gotta start with is you.
Even being born is a trauma, apparently.
You've been through a lot. Don't rope yourself up so tight. Listen, we're doing good work already, I know it.
Yeah, we're unraveling everything.
Now, let's not push too hard. I would really like you to think about where all them shoulds are coming from before we meet again.
Mm-hmm.
And be good
That
to
is a
yourself,
good
all
exercise.
right, partner? Don't feel like you gotta go cold turkey on that plasma stuff.
Are you the therapist or the therapy? We are the therapist right now. But I don't know if at times we're also going to be the therapy. At the beginning we were the therapy, and now we're being the therapist. And learning all this new terminology and analyzing life decisions and stuff. a lot of things. I really like this. I'm very... I feel my brain working, and that gives me like the dopamine, and it's fun. I like it a lot. Okay. Don't feel you gotta go cold turkey on that plasma stuff.
Yes, well, all the same, I'd rather not do it at all.
Again, it depends. But there's an also, if it's not so bad that he takes it, he can just try to manage it to like a lower doses. So he can, like, for example, if he's taking it every day, then he just tries taking it like less and less. But then again, I feel like all the stuff like should and should not, all the should statements that he has might be the thing that's actually maybe making blowing this out of proportion and making him think he's an addict when he might not be actually. Get sucked off the... We did suck the blood out of 2 people earlier.
Is that actually gonna happen though?
It might.
You're dipping into it tonight, aren't you?
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, partner. Just give yourself a little compassion. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, just think about why you have all these should statements and why you need to feel like the urge to take this thing. And maybe that way we can work out where it's coming from.
I'll admit, you've given me some things to think about. Not pleasant ones, mind.
Well, therapy is not pleasant, really, most of the time.
You can handle it, partner. You're way smarter than I am.
It is very uncomfortable most of
Yes,
the
well,
time.
that is certainly true. Very well. I shall do some reflecting, in as much as our kind can reflect.
I
I
mean,
shall see you in precisely 4 weeks then. Farewell, Sam.
4 weeks, so a month.
Masterfully done, Samuel.
I guess.
I knew you would do well, but that doesn't make me any less pleased.
Yay! I guess in vampire terms, that is not a very long time.
Well, that was a hell of a rush. That fella's holding on tighter than a holster to a gunslinger's hip. It felt real good to help him look at himself a little more kindly.
Good, Samuel. Treasure this feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if he's looking at himself more kindly right now, but he is at least like now aware that he has these ways of thinking that he needs to analyze, which is a good first step.
But also rest. Go downstairs, get something to drink, relax in your coffin.
Okay.
Next week you shall see a new client. I think they will be an interesting challenge for you.
So we're seeing 1 per week. Interesting. Okay.
I bid you good evening, Samuel. Rest in peace.
You too, Andy.
Rest in peace.
Well, I guess it's time I got me some grub.
Please don't make me suck the blood out of uncomfortable people again. I don't like that part. Oh, I might. Okay.
Well, that's it, I guess. My first client. Can't believe I'm doing this.
It is really
stuff
interesting.
already.
I like it a lot.
Sure could use a drink. I'll check in with Crimson.
Hey, Crimson.
Well, if it isn't Yosemite Sam, how you doing tonight, partner?
Yosemite. Every time she changes part of my name.
Better already, hearing from someone from the States who knows the lingo.
Yay.
I'm not from any states, cowpoke. District of Columbia girl here.
I figured you must have been coastal. You sound a little more polished than I do.
I mean, her.
You should hear my German.
Maybe some other time. My brain's full tonight. I had my first therapy session with a real client.
Oh, yeah? How do you think it went?
Pretty decent.
I reckon it was a bullseye on my end. You should have seen me. Labeling, blam, disqualifying the positive, kapow.
I'm glad to hear it. Someone has got to sort these vamps out. They know how to hold on to their property.
I mean, humans do that a lot too.
You ain't kidding. Living or dead, once people hit 70, they get pretty dang set in their ways.
I mean, true.
You know Andy still uses a typewriter? I can't get that gorgeous man to see the light.
But it is fancy. I do not blame him. I would use one if mine worked.
Keep it up, cowboy.
But mine is electric,
You're a
so
breath of fresh air for these ancient ones.
I think what I need more is like ink and stuff. You know, those ink tapes.
Anyone ever tell you you're wise beyond your years, Crimson? You must have had some life.
Afraid I'm exactly as wise as my years. How old do you think I am, cowboy?
I'd say between 40 and 50. Don't fall for the trap. I mean, I think she's around 40 probably, but I'd say don't fall for the trap.
I'm gonna do the gentlemanly thing and not hazard a guess.
You would have gotten it wrong anyway.
Yeah.
I'm 50 years young.
Ah! Okay, I thought she was a little younger, but interesting.
50? I died around that age and I looked like shit. But you ain't a vampire.
Like I told you, I'm Andy's blood partner. He shares his blood with me too.
Ah, okay, interesting.
I've been 30 for a good while now.
Oh, okay, so you look like you're in your 30s, but you're actually 50. Interesting, okay.
But you ain't joining our team? Sounds like a story.
Interesting.
Not for tonight, buckaroo. I bet you're thirsty after a big night. Andy told me to give this to you.
Oh yeah? What is it?
We had a group of
Ooh.
Americans come in last week who donated their blood. Andy can't stand the stuff. He says the blood glucose levels are too high, but he thought you'd
So
appreciate it.
sweet blood. Oh, that's my type of
Oh, it ain't so
stuff.
bad. I gotta ask though, what does Andy's blood taste like?
To me, it tastes like life itself, cowboy.
I'm not sure I understand.
Yeah,
Never
I mean neither.
mind. Look, Tex, I've got some customers to serve, so go enjoy your juice, okay?
Oh, of course. I'm keen to get some rest anyway. You have yourself a fine
Thank
night,
goodness I
Crimson.
don't have to drink the blood of other people this time.
There he is, my
Checkpoint
incredible
saved.
protege.
Alright, it's been almost the 2 hours. I feel like this was a very good like start, and also this is a good breaking point. We had our first lesson. We also got some therapy, and then we did our first client. So I think it's been good progress. I have no idea how long this game is, but I like it a lot. You can I guess you can like sort of feel-ish the gears of my brain turning whenever I talk about this. But this is just my type of game. I'm so glad I was able to catch it on sale. I don't know English anymore. I think we're gonna be adding this one to our list of like weekly games. And yeah. I just wanted to like have it today to feel how it worked like out, if I liked it, if I felt like this would be more for like off stream or something, I don't know, just to like lay the ground, see how it went, and I really like it, so we will be definitely continuing this. So with that, guys, tomorrow we have Bendy, but it's an evening stream, which is a rarer one. So it will not be on the usual time slot, which is noon my time. It's gonna be 6 p.m. my time, which is 8 p.m. EST and 5 p.m. PST. I I'm not sure what that looks like for European time zones and which other ones? Japanese. But I think it's like very late for Europeans at the very least, so apologies. It is sadly the only time slot I could fit it in for tomorrow, but I really wanted to go and absolutely do chapter 3 for the first time, because of course we haven't done it before. Of course nothing happened to the save files, it's fine. So we will be doing that tomorrow evening, and the rest of the week we have Deltarune, if I'm able to buy it and download it in time, and if not, then we're gonna do that on stream as well, I guess. And Resident Evil, just like the weeks prior. So with that, thanks so much for coming, thanks so much for being here and giving me a couple of your hours. I personally am having a lot of fun with this. I hope you do too. Do let me know if you guys like this game and want to see more in the comments. Bot watchers, you know what to do. And yeah, and if you'd like to see more of my content and are new here, you know, you can click that subscribe button below. It will help me a lot, make me very happy. But yeah, with that, let me take you to the ending screen. With that, have a nice rest of your day, evening, night, wherever you live. Happy time zone. I hope this is, aside from being just fun, I hope this is also helpful for all of us. And I will see you tomorrow with Bendy, alright? Take care, everyone. Bye bye.